All right, can everybody hear me okay? I don't have any weird feedback going on today, so thank you for that. When trying to decide what to speak about today, I had a lot of topics in mind. I'm very enthusiastic about metaphysics, and through my studies and independent reading, I found a lot of interesting subjects. I feel like I've got a lot of information to share, and I love sharing with everyone here at the chapel because we're like-minded. You guys really get what I'm saying, and that's what makes me so enthusiastic. So, while working on my master's in Divinity, as Betty told you, at the University of Metaphysical Sciences, a friend of mine asked me, what is divinity? Even though it's a common enough word, people hear it, they don't actually know what it means. So for the last 2 months, I've been working on this project. It was this great, very dramatic presentation that had a presentation, and I had a screen and a projector and bells and whistles and lights and music, and it was great. And then it dawned on me, after presiding a couple of weeks ago, the act of me presenting such an ostentatious display was just ego. I wanted to come in and wow everybody with my metaphysical knowledge and my technical expertise, but in truth, it's the message that's important. Hi. So these are my notes from that presentation. After trying to remake the wheel while I was presiding, I just decided that I didn't need to come in here like gangbusters and wow everyone over. The message is what's important. So most of this is probably not going to be new information to most of you, but it kind of all fits together, so bear with me. It's entitled, How to Be Divine, Divinity in an Everyday World. Let's start by defining what divinity actually is. There are many different definitions of divinity. Some of the most common are the quality of being divine, having characteristics of or befitting a deity, a supreme excellence, theology, a rational and systematic study of religion, and any supernatural being worshipped as controlling some part of the world or some aspect of life, or who is the personification of a force. Divine also has an old-fashioned and informal meaning of being extremely good, pleasing, and unusually lovely. And just to be thorough, divinity is also a heavy metal rock band, role-playing video game, and a sweet treat made out of egg whites. All right, so what does it mean to be godly? Since antiquity, there have been many gods. Egyptian gods like Ra, Greco-Roman gods like Zeus, the avatars of modern religion, which are Jesus Christ, Buddha, Krishna, among others. Some gods were goddesses, like Isis and Hera. On a side note, when I was creating my presentation, I had pictures of these gods coming up, and Isis and Hera were the only ones that I could find that didn't have their breasts exposed, so I was trying to keep it PG. So that's why they're in there. Go ladies. So, some gods don't even have anything to do with religion. Frank Lloyd Wright states, I believe in God, only I spell it nature. My personal belief is that we're all from the universe, and the source is what drives and binds us. We are all one. We are all connected. As Reverend Cutler touched on last week with her lecture on the Kabbalion, as above, so below, as within, so without. It's a shame we don't have a transcript of her lecture for those that missed it. It was very interesting and informative. Some people may ask, do you have to be religious to be divine? And the answer is a resounding no. Gandhi stated, God has no religion. The international poet, theologian, and Sufi mystic Rumi declared, I looked in temples, churches, and mosques, but I found the divine within my heart. Whereas religion is a systematic doctrine that involves the use of ceremonies and rules for a group of people to worship one God, spirituality is the search for the God in the one human. I mean, in the one individual. Well, human, same. Well, dogs maybe, I don't know. All right, so Psychology Today magazine had an article that read in part, whereas the purpose of dogmatic religion is to strengthen the ego through beliefs, labels, and group identity, the purpose of spiritual religion is the complete opposite of this, to transcend the ego through compassion, altruism, and spiritual practice. I like that. Excuse me. Divinity has always carried connotations of goodness, beauty, justice, and other positive attributes. People like Mother Teresa, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Princess Diana are excellent examples of this. Mother Teresa said, "Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile." Dr. Martin Luther King declared, "Love is the most durable power in the world. I received my mission from Christ and my method from Gandhi." And Princess Diana felt that the biggest disease the world suffers from in this day and age is the disease of people feeling unloved. So how can you be defined? Did you know goodness is next to godliness? How do you become godly? Do more goodly stuff. I actually have to pause for laughter. I made that up. Okay, so Dr. David Hawkins is an internationally renowned psychiatrist, consciousness researcher, spiritual lecturer, mystic, and author. He proclaimed that it's easy to be a loving and caring human being while we're all sitting in church, but what about when you're sitting in your car and the driver in front of you cuts you off? Do you race to beat them to the next light, or do you just laugh and say, "Wow, they must be having a bad day"? Being divine is choosing the latter. The law of attraction states that whatever you focus your intention on is what you will see back in your life. Edgar Cayce said that reality is built out of thought, and every thought begins to create reality. Love that guy. Since you control your environment, why wouldn't you want to sprinkle that environment with loving goodness all the time? When we make kindness a part of our daily routine, good things happen. It doesn't have to be rehearsed. All these things will come to be a natural instinct the more you do them. Kindness is a big one. There are many benefits from being kind. It makes you happier, it's better for your heart, and has been proven to slow aging. The American Journal of Physiology found that aging on a biochemical level is a combination of many things. But two culprits that speed the process are free radicals and inflammation. Remarkable research now shows that oxytocin, which we produce through emotional warmth, reduces levels of free radicals and inflammation in the cardiovascular system and thus slows aging at its source. Incidentally, these two culprits also play a major role in heart disease. So scientific journals suggest a strong link two culprits also play a major role in heart disease, so this is also another reason why kindness is good for the heart. Scientific journals suggest a strong link between compassion and the activity of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, in addition to regulating heart rate, also controls inflammation levels in the body, which is known as the inflammatory reflex. One study that used the Tibetan Buddhist loving-kindness meditation found that kindness and compassion did, in fact, reduce inflammation in the body, most likely due to its effect on the vagus nerve. Pretty cool, right? So here we go. Number 1, smile and acknowledge people as they walk by. Look them in the eye to show them that you're staring at them. Don't look too long, though. It's creepy. And yeah, definitely don't glare. My girl, Mother Teresa, says, every time you smile at someone, it's an action of love, a gift to that person, a beautiful thing. I find this to be true. People are genuinely surprised when you smile at them. When they get over the momentary thought of what do they want from me, they usually smile back and life is good. Henry David Thoreau states, goodness is the only investment that never fails. Number 2, be non-judgmental and empathetic. Carl Jung said, thinking is difficult, that's why most people judge. I know it's hard not to judge people. I'm judging you right now. But try your hardest and resist that first impression that sometimes hits us without us even being aware of it. You never know what type of battle people are fighting. An example, I gave somebody some change in the Walmart parking lot, and the guy next to me was like, he's only going to buy a beer with that. So I say, as I'm loading my Heineken into my car, that's fine. Number 3, try to stay positive. Don't be sucked into conversations with people or the internet by engaging in negative things. I'm guilty of this sometimes, especially when people post about abused animals. But I'm trying to do better. Just because something is true doesn't mean it needs to be posted or said out loud. You had said that earlier. Timber Hawkeye is the author of Buddhist Boot Camp, and on his website he's got the 3 monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, and post no evil. Again, by putting out positive energy and not procreating negativity, your life will be much easier. Number 4, stop stressing the little things. Stress is worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. By worrying about things that you have no control over, you're putting out detrimental vibes. Remember, what you think is what you get back, so if you're stressing over something, you're automatically putting it out in the universe that something bad is going to happen. It's not. At least right now, it's not. So why put it out there? Why not just assume everything's going to work out and put that energy out? Number 5, do something nice for someone without them having to ask first. Everyone is so self-consumed, myself included, with their own life and problems that we kind of go through errands with blinders on, got to get gas, got to go pick up the dry cleaning. Instead, be aware of your surroundings. Open the door for someone or pick up something that someone's dropped. It's the little things. I was at Food Line, and this little old lady, so cute, was obviously reaching for something that she couldn't reach, and I just walked over, grabbed it for her, gave it to her. It made her day. It made her day. Every time we saw each other going up and down the aisles, she would say something with a giggle. You know, we were like best buddies, and it really did make her feel good. So, you know, stuff like that. Doesn't have to be hard. It definitely made an impression on her, even though it wasn't a big deal for me. Ronald Reagan said, we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. And I truly believe that. Number 6, meditate and use affirmations. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and in 1978, researchers discovered what they called the Maharishi effect, based on Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who was the founder of Transcendental Meditation. He conducted a group meditation with 7,000 people in 11 different cities, focusing on their intention of having a positive effect on their respective city. This meditation lasted 3 weeks, and in that time frame, crime rates dropped an average of 16%. So I'm pretty sure everyone here meditates, but I'm not sure if everyone uses affirmations. Studies show that affirmations work on a neurological level by activating a certain part of the brain. Research provided by the Association for Psychological Science show that self-affirmations reduce anxiety, stress, and allow us to understand there's room for improvement in ourselves. Let's try some of that now. All right? I'm serious. Repeat after me. I'm grateful to be alive.
I'm grateful to be alive.
I'm giving attention to what really matters.
I'm giving attention to what really matters.
I'm feeling immense gratitude.
I'm feeling immense gratitude.
Joy is my natural state.
Joy is my natural state.
The universe gives me everything I desire.
The universe gives me everything I desire.
I love and appreciate myself.
I love and appreciate myself.
I'm down to earth and divinely connected.
I'm down to earth and divinely connected.
My will is aligned with the source.
My will is aligned with the source.
The energy of the universe is within me.
The energy of the universe is within me.
I'm living in accordance with my higher purpose.
I'm living with accordance with my higher purpose.
Thank you. That was very good. Number 7, be grateful. Stop sending your steak back in a restaurant because it's not medium rare. Be grateful. Be ecstatic that you have the money to be in the restaurant for someone else to make your food. You know, we all say this. We all say we're grateful, and we do mean it. Sometimes, you know, something ridiculous will happen, and we'll react to that situation, and we'll momentarily forget this. For example, going down the road, doing some of my numerous errands, and a school bus is in the way. So I'm sitting there kind of mentally tapping my finger in impatience. Okay, let's go. I got to go do something important like pick up steak or something. I don't know. And as I'm sitting there, the bus driver gets out, and I see what the holdup is. The bus driver waves us around because there's a few other cars behind me, and a mother is getting her disabled child out of the house to get to the school bus. So, of course, I felt horrible. But it was a good lesson. It was a really good lesson because it showed me that I am very thankful and I am very grateful for everything I have because I can walk. I can talk to you right now. I have friends. I have family. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I practice gratitude every day so that I don't get numb to having everything I want and need because I do. I honestly do. Number 8, love all life. This is another one I'm working on. Love animals. But I'm not a vegetarian like my husband. Does that make me a hypocrite? Maybe. I own it. But what I do practice is lovingness to all plants and animals. I was concentrating on something that I was writing down as I have horrible handwriting. Betty asked if I write Chinese. Yes, yes I do. So here I am focusing on mundane paperwork, and this fly comes around, and I just instinctively and inadvertently swat at it. Don't think more about it. That night I saw Russell Brand's Awakened Man on YouTube. I strongly recommend you watch this. believe it or not, I was actually surprised too. Russell Brand is mostly known for his being a comedian. I myself wasn't familiar with him because he seemed very loud and he had that crazy accent that kind of turned me off. But after watching this 11-minute compilation on YouTube, it's different interviews that he's in, I was drawn to what he was saying. For all of his brashness, Russell Brand has a lot of good things to say, and I definitely would recommend checking him out. He suffered from drug and alcohol abuse previously, and through his recovery discovered meditation and yoga, which he is a big advocate of now. And he attributes yoga and meditation to his enlightenment. He has since turned his life around or become awakened and believes in a lot of the things that we talk about here at the chapel. Being a vegetarian and an animal rights activist, he stated something that night that I found serendipitous. When speaking of being a vegetarian, he declared that he believes all animals and all people are equal and that he doesn't have the right to kill anything. He sees a fly and he tolerates it. And I'm so sorry. He sees a fly and says he doesn't have the right to kill anything, so I tolerate that little asshole because I feel like he's a fly. He's just on his journey here through life. He's known for saying, be kind to all creatures. This is the true religion. Gotta love that. So number 9, have a reverence for nature. An ancient ideal and recently studied view of things is called Panpsychism. It states that all things have a mind or a mind-like quality. The word itself was coined by the Italian philosopher Francesco Patrizzi in the 16th century and is derived from 2 Greek words, pan meaning all and psyche meaning soul or mind. Panpsychism is an ancient concept in Western philosophy predating even the earliest writings of pre-Socrates. It was in fact an essential part of the cosmology into which philosophy was born. Even though they may not have higher minds, all beings are created from the 4 elements, which is fire, air, water, and earth. And according to Plato, these elements were either souls in themselves or the basis for human, cosmic, and other soul continuity. One study that seems to corroborate this is Dr. Masaru Emoto, a researcher and alternative healer from Japan. He did a study that is actually on a movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? And I had that on DVD if anybody wants to watch it. You can probably find it on the internet, but it's pretty good. You should check it out. But he did this experiment where he actually subjected water crystals to negative and positive stimulus, and they changed shape. The positive ones were beautiful, looked like crystals, and the negative ones were very ugly, very muddy. If I had my presentation, I'd be showing you these beautiful pictures, but you'll have to check it out. It's definitely worth looking. But considering that we're 60% water, this was a significant study on how our body reacts to positive and negative stimulus. Number 10, be present and practice mindfulness. Yes, this simple skill will greatly help you not just in managing stress, but in changing your overall approach to life as well. Neuroscience suggests being an observer of your emotions helps regulate their intensity. A region of your brain called the amygdala is activated during times of perceived threat. It serves as an alarm, activating biological responses to protect you from danger. This happens whether the danger is real or not, including anxiety. Life is too short. I mean, think about the last year or 2, how many people you've lost. And if you haven't lost anybody, then definitely consider yourself blessed. We really need to spend time every minute of every day enjoying life and loving each other. Tell your closest friends and family that you love them, and show strangers that you love them in any of the small ways that you can do for one another. Reach out and touch a hand. Hug as many people as possible. Physical touch releases our good friend, oxytocin, which is a neuropeptide and promotes feelings of devotion, trust, and bonding. And don't forget yourself. Sometimes we're so consumed with being caregivers and providers to others that we forget that we need some help from time to time also. Positive self-talk is paramount. We all do it. We talk to ourselves. Got to be positive. Matt Kahn of True Divine Nature states that we should all talk to ourselves like we would a 4-year-old child that's hurt. You wouldn't tell that child that's hurt, I'm sorry, I can't help you now. I'm only observing. I'm being present. No, you would speak softly and tell them, it's okay, honey, I'm here to help. And then proceed to help. You need to do that with yourself. Also, don't be afraid to feel, express emotion, and cry. I'll admit my kids teased me when they were younger for crying at movies. Oh, we can't watch the bear because Mom will cry. The bear dies. It's sad. And it's always the mom. What does Walt Disney have against the mom? I just don't get it. So I can't help it. You know, I've always been sensitive. I'll always show my emotions. You guys have seen it here on some of the songs, especially the Elvis songs. It just gets me. My mom used to tell me it's okay to cry because it just showed that I have feelings. And oh boy, do I. But I found that there is scientific evidence to support crying as a healthy practice. A few of the benefits are it releases toxins, kills bacteria, improves vision, and reduces stress. So, in closing, I would like to extend this challenge to you. For the next 30 days, be that oddball that's nice to everybody. And if they don't understand why you're being nice, or if they think you have ulterior motives, that's their issue. Smile, be empathetic and positive, stop stressing over the things you cannot change. Try to do something nice for someone each day without having to be asked or expect any kind of reward. Be grateful for the smallest things that you have and can do. Create your own mantras when meditating and design affirmations that are structured for the life that you want to have. Love all life and have a reverence for nature. Save a life if you can by rescuing an animal or helping out in other ways. Be present and never forget that this is the life of your choosing. You are the architect of your own destiny, and it's yours for the taking. I actually would like to conclude with a little prayer. So, if we could. Mother, Father, God, I thank you for this chance for me to speak my ideals in front of my peers and for our meeting together on this day. I'm grateful for the openness for me to share my light and love today and always. A light shines bright above me and within me. I bathe every cell of my physical, mental, and emotional bodies with unconditional love. I am the keeper of goodness and light. I am the source of unconditional love and compassion. An encompassing light shines above me and below me. As it flows through my body, I send it out to you. I set the intention of the day to restore our heart, mind, body, and soul with your divine energy. So mote it be. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.